Hi. So I am going to be reading part 2 of the Mortal Instruments series, which is City of Ashes. Now I'm reading this as part of the Books for the Brave TBR that I have, but also I read City of Bones for the first time and vlogged my experience of reading it for the first time, and I got a lot of positive comments about that, so I wanted to continue the series and do it again. So I'm going to be doing this one. Again, I don't really know anything about it. I know that it's shorter because the first one had 510 and this one has 415. So 95 pages shorter, which I'm all about. I'm hoping the chapters won't be as long, but I have a feeling they will be. But I have the weekend to get through this because it's 4 books for the brave. So I won't be doing a chapter a day as I did last time. It is currently, well, it's just past midnight actually, on Saturday morning. And I'm going to be starting this on Saturday, hopefully finishing it Sunday night. Let's see if I can do that. That is my plan. So, as with book 1, I am going to be discussing spoilers throughout. So, if you haven't read this book or the one before it, I will be discussing elements of the book, things that will be classed as spoilers. So if you haven't read it yet and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, you should stop watching now, because from here on out it will be spoiler filled. So book 2. Book 2. I absolutely loved book 1. I'm really looking forward to book 2. I wanted to get back into this immediately after I finished book 1. I wanted to continue, but I couldn't because I had other TBRs, and I'm also buddy reading this with Mel from a book fiend named Mel, and this is really the best time for us that we could fit it in. Really, I wanted to try and get it in at the start of the month, like quite early, and then I could do the 3rd book at the end of the month, but that didn't work out as I wanted it to. So we're starting it now. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Mel's starting on Monday, I'm starting Saturday, and I'm going to just try and binge through this as quick as I can because I'm on more of a time limit than Mel is. Also, I have quite a large TBR that I still want to get through, so I'm going to be picking this one. So in the last book, we left off with Clary discovering that Jace, who she had a bit of a romantic connection with, was her brother, who had been presumed to be dead. Her mother Jocelyn had been kidnapped and they found her, but she's in a coma, some sort of magical coma that she can't be brought out of. Valentine has escaped, so now they're on the hunt for Valentine. Simon. Alec and Isabel are amazing still, fabulous characters, and all of relationships are starting building. Life is going pretty good for them. So I'm really eager to get right back into this and see where it picks up. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. It's past midnight on Saturday morning. I ain't going to be reading this tonight, but I wanted to do the intro because there's a good chance I'm going to forget. So, here is the intro. And I will continue reading tomorrow morning. And we'll start.
It is morning. I am awake. I am feeling very, very rough. But let's get started anyway. So, I've just finished chapter 1, and I have a few things to say. I forgot that at the end of book 1, Valentine got the Mortal Cup and actually ran off with it. I forgot that, so finding that out in the prologue was quite disturbing, and it brought the action right up. So, anxiety. And now we're going through the point where Jace was brought up by Alec and Isabel's mum, and their mother, what's she called, Maurice, is that right? Maurice. She is now questioning Jace because they've all just discovered that Valentine is Jace's dad, and basically saying, how could you not have known? How do we know we can trust you? Which I think is fair. And there's something about Jace. I know he's very cold anyway, and that's the way he's been brought up. But there's just something about him that, although I love him and I think he's one of those characters that I want to protect at all costs, I'm not sure I can trust him. Like, there's a part of me that's thinking, is he going to turn to the dark side? Well, it's not Star Wars, but is he going to join Valentine's team at some point? Is he going to become a bad guy? Because I can certainly see it, and to be honest, if he isn't, I can see why he'd be driven to that, because everyone is now questioning whether they can trust him. And it seems as though him and Clary haven't spoken since the end of book 1. Don't know how much time has passed, but it's obviously been a little bit of time. And it seems as though he's found out he's got a sister and then lost her again because they're quite separate. And it's making me think. But I finished chapter 1. I'm happy with it. I'm really sad because Simon's got like some weird PTSD moment over seeing Dracula on screen, because in book 1 he had the whole experience with the vampires. It was quite a traumatic time, so he's got like his little PTSD moment, which is really sad to see because I love Simon, but I'm not sure where I'm feeling. There's a part of him asking whether he looks different or whether he's changed to Clary, and Clary doesn't remember that much from being in the vampire thing. Well, it's been a while since I read the first book, so I don't actually remember what happened in there. Is it possible Simon got turned into a vampire? I mean, I know he was Simon the Rat Boy for a while in that whole vampire thing, but did they do something to him? Is that why they're saying, is he changed? Or is he literally just going through PTSD and he's changed so much in personality because things are different? I don't know. I just love giving my theories, as I'm literally 1 chapter in, and all of those theories will probably be debunked, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go and get a shower and wash my hair, because I'm finally understanding when, like, people with long hair say there's a difference between washing and washing your hair. Like, they are 2 separate occasions now that I have this hair, and this hair isn't even that long compared to, like, ladies' hair or guys with hair down here. So I need to officially wash my hair and also do a separate wash, and then get dressed and then go sit downstairs. And I also have a work meeting at some point. Oh well. Hopefully it's not in the middle of a chapter, because I don't think I could handle that. So, I will see you when I've finished, and hopefully I can catch up on some of my book. Okay, I am showered, I am shaved, I am looking sexy. If you don't agree, shut up. And I'm going to continue on with City of Ashes, chapter 2. Creep me out how they describe a werewolf changing. Like, it says, she was only half surprised the next full moon when the pain started. Tearing pains that ripped up and down her legs, forcing her to the ground, bending her spine the way a magician might bend a spoon. When her teeth burst out of her gums and rattled to the floor like spilled chiclets, she fainted. That sounds so awful and disturbing. I feel disturbed. So I'm still getting very strong feelings. I'm still only on chapter 2. I'm literally on page 45 and it's chapter 2. This is very stressful for me. But we've been introduced to new characters. I don't know if they're going to be permanent. I'm liking them, so maybe they could be.
There's a character called, is it Maya or Maya? Maia. I'm going to pronounce it as Maya, just because we don't usually say Maya for anything in England. It's always Maya, so I'm going to pronounce it as Maya. So we're in this werewolf bar. A werewolf's just been killed, and they're saying, right, Jace, because Jace is there because he's in a bit of a grump and he's gone for a drink. They're saying, right, Jace, you need to do something. As a shadow hunter, you're, well, the clave have sworn to protect us when we need protecting, so you need to do something. And I remember from book one, Jace is saying that it's like a code of honor. He can't break his sworn allegiance to the clave. He must do what they say, and he's just said no, which is now reinforcing my idea that I think Jace is turning away from them, which I've said I kind of understand. It's like he's turning away from them because people are treating him as though he is Valentine's son, which obviously he is, but maybe not in spirit, but they're treating him as though that is the case. And I think he's turning away. He's saying, right, if this is how I'm going to be treated, then I don't want to be a part of this anymore. In book one, if someone needed his help, as much of a dick he is, Jace would not have turned away helping somebody, even downworlders, because it was his duty to protect them when they needed protecting. And a young 15-year-old werewolf has just been murdered by what they assume is a vampire, and he's doing nothing about it. I mean, to be fair, I stopped mid-action to talk about this, so maybe he's going to do it by the end of the chapter, but up to now, he said no, and Jace would never have said no before. So, I don't know. Also, he's just stood on the bar, and Maya has just said, like, he really did look like an angel, and that got me thinking of, like, symbolism, and yeah, I'm getting right into it, mate. It's got me thinking of symbolism, and it's just made me think God's best angel fell from heaven and became the devil. So is that symbolic of what's happening to Jace? The best shadow hunter is going to fall from grace and turn to the dark side and become one of Valentine's team? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. Maybe Clara can talk him round. Maybe that's what happens and why Clara gets drawn back into this world, because she can talk him round because he's going through this hard time. Who knows? I'm loving my theories though. Although all of my theories in book one kind of came true, and I really hope they don't come true because I don't want Jace to be evil. But we'll see. I don't know how I feel. I'm just going to have to see how I feel. I'm also very scared that the incesty thing's going to happen again, and I'm really not a fan of it. But I do like them as a couple, so maybe I can look past the incest. No, you can never look past incest, let's be honest. But it's not like they've grown up together and they knew each other. It's much harder. Stop it. I feel like I'm literally... This book is stressing me out, and I'm only 2 chapters in. Continuing on. So I'm 73 pages in. A bit of an update. I found out that the Lightwood mum is not called Maurice. It's Maurice. I don't know how to pronounce it still. But anyway, it's Maurice because they spelt it phonetically for me. So that's helpful. I don't know how I'm feeling about this right now. Like, 73 pages. That's a decent amount of the way in, really. Of 415. So that's almost, given, another 25 pages. That's almost a quarter of the way in. And there hasn't really been much plot. Like, there has, but no action. That's what I'm trying to say. There's been no action. Basically, a werewolf has been killed. A vampire has turned up to the institution to let them know that they didn't do it. And a vampire has also been killed a week before. Maurice has told Jace they don't know if they can trust him because he's Valentine's son, and they think realistically Valentine might have trained Jace up and planted him as a spy, which I get. It's sad to think, but I get it. And basically now Jace has gone back saying, I will do, I can't remember what it's called, something, sword of something, I don't know. Basically, they're going to do some sort of thing with a sword, which is another of the mortal instruments, where it tests the loyalty and truthfulness of a shadow hunter to see whether they're telling the truth. And they say if Jace can do that, then he's obviously reliable and trustworthy, and he's not secretly working for Valentine. So he stayed behind to do that. Clary has basically talked Jace round, as I said, I hoped would happen, because Jace was going a bit downhill and Clary helped, so that's helpful. Luke and Maris have a little bit of a spat. And that's really it. Like, there hasn't been any big dramatic action scene. I don't necessarily think that's a problem. My only thinking about it was, in City of Bones, we got through into the action straight away. Like, there was the nightclub pandemonium situation where they killed the demon with the blue hair. That was literally chapter 1, and then the rest of the chapters were kind of like building up to Jocelyn getting kidnapped and Clary being thrust into this world all of a sudden. Now we're in the world and we're chilling in the world. Like, we're not tense, we're not dramatic. Life's going ahead. It's a little bit stressful, but we're managing it, and that's where we're feeling it. So, currently where I'm at, currently enjoying it. The first chapter, or the prologue, was about Valentine using somebody to summon a demon, and then the demon killed that somebody. So, obviously something big is coming up. But they did mention that demon was like a weird shadow. And then it was mentioned that a weird shadow-like figure killed the werewolf outside. So, they originally thought it was a vampire. So, I'm originally thinking that was Valentine's person. I think I cracked it. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Gonna carry on. I'll update you at page 100, just to give you... Oh, what's quarter of the way in? 415 divided by 4. Like 104, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll update you at page 104 and let you know when I'm officially of the quarter of the way in my current thoughts on how I feel. So I'll see you then. Side note for page 80, we've just had another mention of Lucifer being cast down from the heavens by God. Is this foreshadowing of what will come to Jace? Is it? Is it? Okay, so this is hilarious. Now, the Inquisitor is giving the cuckoo bird analogy, and it says, the poor parent birds work themselves to death trying to find enough food to feed the enormous cuckoo child who has murdered their babies and taken their place. Jace's response is, enormous? Did you just call me fat? I am not fat. I love how there's still comedy in dramatic moments. I need this in my life. I love this book. I really do already. Simon. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's just said, I for one am happy to know someone will be around keeping an eye on my girlfriend when no one is home. Simon, that's a bit cocky, isn't it, lad? You kissed her once. That's a little bit cocky. I mean, to be fair, I'm fully on board. The dirty bastards. She's invited him to bed. This isn't right. This is a bit too frisky for me. Okay, so Jace is in jail. The Silent Brothers have kind of been attacked. There's a big shadowy thing lunging at Jace right now. Maybe this is what happens. Maybe Jace turns to the dark side and there's hints like that. But it's not Jace, he's kind of been possessed. Is that it? Because then that'd be amazing to give Jace a redemption, because I don't want Jace to be evil. Oh, am I on it? Am I on it? Am I on it like a cab on it? Who knows? Probably not. I've probably got it all wrong. We'll see.
I can't take making out seriously with my socks on. Is that a thing? Can you only make out with socks off? I feel like I'm questioning my life choices right now. I was wrong. The shadowy creature killed the brother monk thing. And now Valentine's there. Resist him! I really hope Jace resists him. I just can't be dealing with it. So I've officially hit a quarter of the way through the book. So far, I am really, really enjoying it. Not much action has happened, but I'm kind of liking it because we're just getting a bit more into the character depth, and also really it feels like a continuation. We've just had the big action from book one, and now we're just on a bit of a lull until we get to book two's big action bit, which I'm assuming is going to come towards the end. Of course it will. And I'm happy with it. I think it's really, really good. I love seeing the characters. I think Alec has grown a lot. I think his relationship with Clary has grown so much, but I don't think he's grown that much at the same time. Like, I think he's developed quite well, but he still holds a lot of resentment for Clary because she has a connection with Jace and he loves Jace. Isabel's character, oh, I love. She is god tier for me. Literally, she's god tier. She is amazing. So we're a quarter of the way through. They're now going to the City of Ashes. I assume that's what it's called. Is it the City of Bones? God knows. City of Silent City? Okay. They are now all going to the Silent City. Alec, Isabel, and Clary. Because Jace has been now put in prison for being a little bit of a mouthy shit. And they are going because Valentine's attacked the place and they want to help Jace. And that's where I've left off. I'm going to try and read as much as I can. I did want to get halfway through by the end of tonight, but I don't think that's going to be possible because I've just hit a quarter because I've also been working a lot this week. Well, today. I've been doing a lot of work today because next week is Mental Health Awareness Week, so it's quite a busy week for us. And basically, it is 4:15 right now, and I have a quiz night at 7:30. So I've got 3 hours. Don't think I'm going to get to halfway in 3 hours. So I'm hoping that tomorrow I can do a lot of reading and get it done. Because obviously I need to get it done for Books for the Brave. Like, maybe if I'm a bit delayed, they won't mind. I started the book, I donated. Maybe they won't mind if I finish the book a bit late, but I don't want to do it too late. So I'm going to try and read as much as I can, get further in. But for now, this is my quarter point check-in. Really enjoying it. Love the characters again. I'm missing Simon. I feel as though Simon is just the dork in the background, isn't he? And I love him. And I feel as though he needs more of a role, even though I know it's being quite realistic, because if he had more of a role, he would be dead by now. So yeah, it's okay. It's a good start. I'm quite happy with it. I'm loving it because I've missed being part of the journey since book one, and it's great to be back in it. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just interested to see where it leads.
Oh my god, so Jace is collapsed because he's not well, and they've just said, let's take him to Magnus. Magnus Bane's coming back! I love Bane, I really do. I don't even know why, it wasn't even that big of a presence in book one, but I love him. I love him. Look at him there. Just, it never focuses. Look at this guy. He is bloody fantastic. I love the guy. I need the Bane Chronicles because I really want to read about him. I'm so happy he's coming back. I love him.
They just called Simon the Rat Boy. They just called Simon the Rat Boy. Life is good.
And Magnus Bane and Alec going to get together. I mean, there's quite a big age difference. So that's a bit weird. But then again, there's also incest in this book. Oh, they would be such a cute couple. What would they be? Alec and Magnus? Alice? Balak? Malik? Would they be Malik? Oh my god, I hope this happens now.
So we just found out that Valentine wants the sword because it is attached to angelic power, and he wants to change it to demonic power so that he has a lot of power to do things. And to change it from angelic to demonic, he needs to do something. I hate when I do this. Do a ritual of conversion, which means seethe the sword until it's red hot and then cool it down in the blood of 4 different types of creatures. One is a child of Lilith, which I don't know what that is. A child of the moon, a child of the night, and a child of a fairy. So, not a fairy, I don't know. Fairy. And basically he's done 2. They've killed the fairy child and they've killed the vampire child. They did kill the werewolf child, which happened earlier in the book, but they didn't succeed in taking his blood because they got disrupted earlier. So I was right with my theory of that shadow guy was actually Valentine's minion and not a vampire. But now I'm going to assume that the rest of the book is spent going after the second werewolf child because you need to take the blood and they didn't get to do it from the first one. And also going after the child of Lilith. I don't know who Lilith is. Why does she have children if they knew it was going to be like this? So, Jace is only allowed to go to Sealy Court if another Nephilim stays in his place with Magnus Bane. Alex staying. I think we know what's gonna happen.
Oh, so it looks like I'm right. I decided to have my movie duvet day, watched a movie, had a nap, ate food, felt better, so I'm reading again. So Simon's just appeared at the Institute, brought by Raphael the vampire from the first book, and Simon's pretty much nearly dead. He's been torn open, like his throat's open, he's bleeding. It's very heartbreaking right now. And Raphael said Simon went to the Hotel du Mort, which is where the vampires are, asking if he was turning into a vampire and how that could be reversed. Because when Simon was a rat, he bit a vampire and took a vampire's blood when he bit him. And he maybe turned into a vampire. Boom! I said I thought Simon might be turning into some sort of vampire. I did, because it said he looked weird and he was being very strange and he was having like PTSD flashbacks to that vampire thing. I thought it could be. Is that what's happening? It sounds like it. We'll have to carry on and see. I still feel really ill. But I'm going to try and read because I'm in a decent mood now. So, I'm scared. I love Simon. I don't want him to be a vampire. Simon's dead. How the hell do I respond to that? I'm feeling really hurt right now. I don't even know what I can say. Simon's basically dead. He's turning into a vampire and they've had to bury him. And the only way he'll come back as a vampire is if he manages to dig himself out. Why did I even start reading this book? I'm really annoyed. I love Simon. It's just going to be crap, isn't it? They're going to freaking kill him off, turn him into a vampire just so they can do the Clary and Jace can be together bollocks. And that's not right because the fucking brother and sister. Simon deserves so much better than that. So I'm officially halfway. Well, actually, I'm just over halfway. I am on page 210, and there are 415. So I'm just a few pages over halfway. But I'm currently loving this book. I wanted to do a halfway check-in. I think this is a great book. It's a bit... I don't know. It's less action-packed than the first one. but I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. Like, the first one was quite action-packed because it was quite introducing. Because it was quite a good introduction to the story and the world, and I like that, so it was nice to have the action there. Whereas for this book, the action's not that necessary. Like, a lot of things are happening. There is a lot of action. Like, you had the fairy courts, you had the whole thing with Simon and the vampires. Maya the werewolf's just been attacked. All the things with Valentine, the Silent City. Actually, quite a lot has happened. I don't know why I'm saying it's not really action-packed. It just feels less tense and dramatic this time round. But we're approaching the last half of the book, so could pick up intense-wise. So far, I would still say 5-star, based on how I'm currently feeling. Or 4-star. I'm going to see. It really, again, as always, it really depends on how the end of the book goes. Currently, it's at the very, very least a 4.5 because I'm really, really enjoying it. I think it's great. I am still angry about the Simon vampire thing. I'm hoping they can find a way to make it work because Simon seems pretty much himself aside from the blood needing thing. Like, he still seems like just regular Simon, just he doesn't need glasses, and apparently that makes him look weird now because they're so used to seeing him in glasses. And he needs to drink blood. Other than that, it's the same old Simon. So I'm hoping that they can kind of find a way and work around the fact that he now has a bit of a blood fetish. And then him and Clara can be together. Because I swear to God, if the sibling incest thing happens, like, I'm not happy with it. But if it happens, I want it to happen in a good way. And turning Simon into a vampire so now they can never be together just so they can be together is not right. Because Simon is a great character. He deserves a lot more than that. So anger is boiling. So we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really great. And I'm excited to see how the last half of the book goes. I will take a short break now because still not feeling too great. And then I'll continue after I've probably watched an episode of TV and relax for a little bit. And I'll continue on. Don't think I'm going to get it done today, but I think it'll be done by tomorrow easily.
They've officially said Alec and Bane are in a relationship and they're getting a bit friendly. I'm loving it. They've also just kind of spat that out in front of Jace. And in book 1, Alec was so worried about Jace knowing, 1, because he likes Jace, and 2, because he's worried about how Jace will react, being I assume it's very stereotypical. Jace is kind of the manly man. He might not accept that one of his best friends, pretty much brother, is gay. And Jace is, from what I can understand of it, Jace has just said, I'm more offended that you didn't think you could tell me. Like, I don't mind. I don't care. And I'm like, yes, Jace, this is what we need. So I'm living for that. I love Bane. Like, he's one of those bastards that you love. Like, I love him. Alec is so grouchy and moody, but that's because he was in love with Jace and he had no one. So maybe now that he's with Bane, his character will just change completely and grow and become lovable. And oh my God, I am excited. Life is starting to get good. Like, I feel as though we need this. We need Alec and Bane. Do they have a name? I'm Googling the shit name. Okay, I Googled it. It's Malik. I'm officially Team Malik. I'm loving it. This is what we need. We need Team Malik. We need Clary and Jace to just stay brother and sister. And then we can have Clary and Simon. What are they? There were so many, wasn't there? There was Slarry, Clyman, Simey? No, I don't like Simey. I want to Google that, but I'm also quite scared of it coming up saying spoilers for future books. So I'm not going to Google that one. I'm loving it. I'm so happy. I think this relationship needs to develop a lot. And I think Simon needs to be with Clary. Or if he's not with Clary, then he needs to make that decision to break up with Clary and Simon needs to be happy. I don't want shit to happen to Simon just so Clary and Jace can get together. I'm not on board with that, people. Back me up. Please back me up, because I don't really agree with the incest thing. Maybe it's not that bad in everyone else's world, but in my world, that ain't good.
I was so excited for the dynamic to change because the brother and sister now, and it wasn't a love triangle or any crap like that. It was a brother-sister dynamic and everything had changed. And I thought, oh, right, I can get on board with this. And I am kind of on board with the fact that they're arguing and fighting the feelings because I understand why they have feelings for each other. It's not like it's an instant, oh, actually, we're siblings. All of my feelings have gone away now, because obviously it's stupid to assume that that would be the case. They had feelings for each other and then found that out. So I understand. I don't want to make it seem as though I'm fully against Clary and Jace. I just think I would have preferred the story to go in a way of, shit, this is wrong. Let's work out how to be siblings. And that might be the way it goes. And I hope that is the way it goes. But I just have a bit of a feeling this incest relationship thing is gonna continue to grow, which I'm not looking forward to. But for now, I'm going to carry on reading. I am on page 229, which means I am almost at chapter 13. And there are 20. So it is possible I'll finish this today, but it's very, very unlikely because I have about 2 hours until the live show. And then depending on how long the live show is, I probably won't be reading any more today. So I'll check in with you whenever I have something important to say. So it's looking like Jace is going to turn into Valentine's little sidekick now. I really hope he doesn't, but Valentine's just kind of put it in a way that says the only way your family and friends and Clary and all of them will be safe is if you join me. Like, what a dick move. Like, I'm really, really annoyed. I'm scared for how this is going to turn out for Jace, because I don't want it to get to a point where Jace is fighting his friends in the final battle that I'm sure is going to come, because it's a fantasy, there's always a final battle. I don't want Jace to be on the wrong side, because Jace is going to have to die on that side. Unless he gets a redemption arc of some kind, but I feel as though he's going to want to fight to the death, because he's saying he wished life would be easier if Clary hated him. And this is a surefire way to get Clary to hate him. I need a break. No. I'm not best pleased. So, it is Monday, it is 1:30 in the afternoon. I have spent the morning doing a lot of work and a lot of editing of videos. So now I'm finally going to continue on with City of Ashes. I am on chapter 15, which is page 274, which I think I updated you last night. That's where I was up to. So I'm going to continue on. I do want to get it done today, because that would be amazing. And then ideally I can do a full middle grade tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see how I do. I'll get it done. I'm convinced. Cheeky bitch. How does she have a right to have a go at Jace after what she's done? Oh, that's pissed me right off. So something weird's just happened. The Inquisitors just pulled Jace aside in the middle of a battle to ask him about Valentine and things like that. And just, I'm going to put you down. So the Inquisitors just dragged Jace off in the middle of the battle for some strange reason and said, like, when did you get that scar? I was like, all right, let's continue, see what it says. And he said, I'm not sure. Something that happened when I was very young, my father said. An accident of some kind. Why? And then the Inquisitor said, it can't be, you can't be, and then she died. Because, that's how life works. It leaves unanswered questions. But before she said you can't be, or just after that, she said you really grew up thinking you was Michael Whalen's son. And Jace got very angry because he said, let's be real, why are you asking me this question again? I thought Valentine was Michael Whalen. He told me he was. So yes, I did. And then she died. And she died protecting him, though. So, props to her, because she's been a right bitch all the way through this book. So, I'm really sad that she's dead now. I feel like she got a little bit of a redemption at the end, but that's pretty much it. And yeah, I knew she was going to die. The second she pulled him off to the side, I was like, she's going to get it. And that's sad. But, back to the point, I was thinking then, when she's saying you can't be, and then asking him if he actually thought he was Michael Whalen's son all this time, is it going to come out that Jace isn't actually Jonathan? Is Jace really going to be Michael Whalen's son? This is really confusing. I'm trying to word this correctly. Is Jace going to be the real Michael Whalen's son, and Valentine adopted him and pretended he was his son? You get where I'm going. Is Jace really not Valentine's son, therefore not Clary's brother, and actually Michael Whalen's son? Because then that takes away the incest, which I would be a fan of. And I could potentially get on board with them being in a relationship. I don't know, because nothing's come up now. The only woman that could fricking answer that question's just been stabbed in the heart. As typical. Cassandra Clare, you do me dirty. You really, really do, love. Also, I really just need to say, because I'm not over it, and I know I haven't done a bit of a vloggy part for that section. Quite frankly, I was feeling very, very raw. Simon's dead again. And I don't know if it's permanent. I'm hoping that he's not dead. If he is dead, I'm hurt. So, I'm going to carry on reading, get to the end of the book, and I will update you, unless something else big pops up, and I'll let you know how I feel. But I'm hoping Simon's still alive, because I will be flipping my shit if he dies again, and he dies for real. Like, why did you turn him into a vampire just to kill him again? He might still be alive. I'm going to continue reading. I think it's official. The best relationship in this entire book series is going to be Alec and Bane. Like, seriously? No one will ever compare to them. They are precious. I love them. I've just got to the bit on the boat at the end where Jace finds Simon and everything that happens there, and oh my god, this is harder to read than the last book. Like, the last book was tense. This one is just freaking emotional. This is a great book series. I hate how much it makes me feel, but I love how much it makes me feel. I'm so close to the end now. Like, I'm page 380, and there's 450, so I've got 35 pages left, and then I'm done. This is a stressful time for me. I'll update you when I get to the end of the book. I'm just gonna, bye. And it's done. One thing I will say about Cassandra Clare is she knows how to write a good ending. Like, the last 100 pages of this book and the first book was just wow. And it ended on such a way that it's going to lead directly into the next one, and I so can't wait. And I'm just going to hold this because I'm going to drop it. And I'm actually really annoyed that I can't go straight into the next one. Oh, I love it. I love this series. I can see a few issues. I understand why people don't like the series. Actually, I can't. The only reason I personally am not so crazy about the series is the whole incest thing. But other than that, how can you not like this? How can you not like this series? literally, the only issue I have with it is the incest thing. And then I actually felt a bit bad for Clary because she was going to tell Jace she wants to be with him. And then Jace said, I just want to be your brother from now on. I know that's what you want. And it's not what she wanted, but I'm like, yes, that's what we want. Thank you, Jace. Please just be her brother. And Clary doesn't want that. So I don't know where this is going to go. I have a feeling they're going to end up together, and I'm really sad about that. But I love this. So, now, before I finish, I want to talk to you about some of the theories I had, and I want to let you know how well I did. Now, I don't actually remember every theory I've come up with during the reading of this book, but I did come up with a few. The first theory was that Jace was going to turn evil and be part of Valentine's team, and that did not happen, which I am so glad about. It didn't happen. My second theory was that Simon was turning into a vampire, and I was half right. He wasn't turning into a vampire, but he did turn into a vampire before the end of the book. So, I'm going to class that one as a win. And my third theory was that Alec and Bane was going to get together, and let's face it, they're together. Like, no one's officially said it, but it's very strongly hinted at. It's one of those relationships that no one's talking about, but everyone knows it exists. So I'm classing that as a win. So 2 of my 3 theories came true. And I'm really, really proud of myself. And I'm really, really happy. Yeah. Wow. I also come up with some other theories, but I don't actually remember them off the top of my head, so I'm not really going to discuss them that much. I love how this book ended, though, because you know what the third book's going to be about. It's going to be about them finding Valentine. It's going to be about them waking Jocelyn up, which needs to happen, because as much as we didn't really see her in the first book, what I saw of her, I did like, and I want a bit more Jocelyn, so I'm really excited to see her. I also want to know who this woman is now. I'm really intrigued. I'm really liking it. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, another theory I said, but it has not come out, is that Jace was actually Michael Whalen's real son, not Valentine's, and that was a bit of a sneaky snack, like a triple switch. We thought Jace was Michael Whalen's son, then it was Valentine's, but it actually really is Michael Whalen's. That was another theory, but that's not happened yet, so potentially next book. We'll see. But yeah, that's literally all of my theories. I'm really glad I read this book. I really enjoyed it. If you like this, then please make sure to drop a comment down below, because I really like talking to people about this book series because I absolutely love it. I will be doing the third one. Don't know when. It's just going to be one of those whenever I get around to it, to be perfectly honest. I'm doing a month of mood reads in June, so there's a good chance I'll pick the next one up in June. We'll see. And yeah, really. That is all from me. So until City of Glass, I will see you next time.